Several years back, I started a YouTube channel. Not this YouTube channel, but a different one on a different topic. And when I was making videos for that channel, one of my biggest struggles was just being consistent. I knew that in order to be successful on YouTube, I needed to make videos on a regular basis, but it was just really hard for me. I've always had trouble being consistent with a lot of different things. So I decided to start batch filming my videos. I'd film a whole bunch of videos all at one time so that I could get more done and have these videos that I could post over time. But that caused another problem. I'd have this big pile of videos sitting there that needed to get edited before I could post them. And at that point, I was already excited about my next newest idea and had no interest in going back and taking all the hours that it would take to get those videos edited. And this led to a lot of videos that honestly never got posted. And that meant that that was work that I had put into filming those videos that was completely wasted. Now, when I started this video, I knew that I had to avoid that mistake, and so I made a promise to myself that I would only record one time and then I would edit all of those videos before I recorded again. Now, this did help me avoid that first mistake, and I never had a huge pile of videos sitting around that needed to be edited. But I was still batch recording my videos, and I noticed that that was still causing a few problems. Now, before I get into exactly what those problems were, let's just take a moment to talk about why you also might think that batch recording is a good idea. Maybe some of the same reasons why I thought it was a good idea. First of all, I just really wanted to be more productive, and getting set up to film can take a long time and be a lot of work. So once I'd done all that work, I wanted to get the most out of it that I could. And the other main reason was because I heard a lot of YouTube gurus recommend that this was a good strategy for exactly the same reasons why I thought it would be a good strategy. They said, well, you need to be consistent, so you should get a bunch of videos filmed so that you have videos to post. And you are a busy person, you don't have a whole lot of time, so you want to make the most out of your filming sessions. So I think that we are all on the same page here. We all want to save ourselves some time and be more consistent so we can be more successful on YouTube, but there's a problem. Batching just doesn't work as well as anyone wants to believe. When we make a lot of videos at one time, it really decreases the quality of these videos. As you film video after video, your energy will go down, which will make your videos more and more boring. You also just won't put as much time or effort or energy into each video, so the videos won't be as dynamic. Here I'm talking about you won't take as much time to go get extra shots to add more visual interest into your videos. You won't get that B-roll, you won't get those shots that illustrate what you're talking about. Your videos won't be as creative, which is basically just unavoidable when you're trying to mass produce videos. Now, that might be obvious to you. You might have already realized that, but another problem with batch filming that you might not have realized is that your videos can be worse just because you are practicing making videos less frequently. Now, this is definitely going to happen because that's the whole point of batch filming, that you get to film less frequently. So if you want to post videos twice every week, that means you need 8 videos a month. Well, why don't you just sit down and film those 8 videos once a month? But that means you're only going to be filming once a month. So especially if you're a new filmmaker, a new creator, if you don't have that much practice making videos yet, then that means that your videos won't be able to be as good because you're getting so much less practice in, so you won't be able to improve your skills. On the other hand, if you were to film twice every week, you'd be getting so much practice in and your videos would rapidly improve. Now, I know that that might make sense, but at the same time, you might be thinking, I don't have enough time to set up to film and film videos twice every single week. So I just have to film once a month. That's my only option. But I just have to tell you that these aren't your only 2 options. It doesn't have to be one extreme or the other. You're either filming each video individually or you're filming these huge batches. You can find a more moderate approach that works for your schedule and helps you make better videos. Here are a few tips and ideas for how you can make the best videos possible while at the same time being productive. First of all, I'd really recommend that if at all possible, you do film at least once a week. Especially if you are new to making videos, getting in that weekly practice will really help you to improve a lot more quickly. If you can't do that, just film as frequently as you can, and you'll find that you can be the most consistent if you stick to a really regular schedule. So for me, the thing that made the difference between being consistent and not was that when I wasn't consistent, I was just trying to film whenever I had time or whenever I felt like it, whenever I got around to it. But once I started filming every single Monday, no matter what, I was perfectly consistent. And like I said, consistency was something that I really struggled with, not just with making videos. So if this worked for me, I'm betting it'll work for you. And again, this doesn't have to be every week. It certainly doesn't have to be every Monday, but just having a schedule that you are committed to sticking to will really help. My next tip is something I mentioned earlier, and that's only film once before you edit. Even though that didn't fix all my problems, it did definitely help. You don't want to end up with a backlog of video footage that you're not inspired to edit. And then something super practical and obvious, only film as many videos at one time as you are comfortably able to. It's not so much about filming a certain number of videos every time you sit down to film. You need to listen to your body. Your energy is going to affect your videos a whole lot. So as long as you're consistently sitting down to film, don't worry too much about whether you film 2 videos or 4 videos or more on any given day. You can keep going as long as you have time and as long as you're enjoying the process. But if you're getting tired or you're sick of filming, then you should stop, because it is going to show on camera and it means that you'll be wasting your time. And my last big tip is, however frequently or infrequently you do record, just always work on improving something every time you make another video. When you're editing your videos, look for things that aren't quite as good as they could be, and then make yourself a note so that next time you're making a video, you can work on improving those things. You can also do this when you're watching other people's videos. When you're watching the videos, think about what you like about those videos and make yourself a note that you can look at when you're making your next videos. And finally, let's just talk about batch recording for a minute and whether or not it's always bad, because I definitely don't think that it is always bad. It can help you be more productive, and done in moderation, it can help you be more consistent, and it doesn't necessarily have to have a big negative effect on your videos. As long as you aren't making too many videos at one time and you're able to keep your energy up, it can save you time, because like I mentioned at the very beginning of this video, it means you only have to set up once and then you can film several videos in a row. The problem that I was experiencing with batch recording in the past was when I was trying to film an entire month's worth of videos at one time. These days, I batch record 2, sometimes 3 videos at one time, and for me, that strikes the right balance between being more productive and more efficient, but at the same time, being able to still devote enough time and energy and effort into each video to make them actually good quality. Ultimately, you need to find the balance that works for you. I'd recommend filming as frequently as you can to really get that practice in and to be able to make each video as good as you can. But at the same time, it's okay if you're recording less frequently if that's the best you can do with your current schedule. Just keep in mind that one of the main points of batch recording videos is to save time. But what definitely doesn't save time is if you waste your time making videos that nobody watches. And that's why I think it's so important that you invest enough time into making each video that they're good enough that people want to watch them and choose to watch them. And if this is something that's important to you, if you want to make sure you don't waste your time making videos that nobody watches, then after you start making your videos, you'll want to make sure you also learn about how the YouTube algorithm works so that your videos actually get shared and people actually discover them and watch them. So in order to help you out with that part of things, I put together a free workshop called How to Get Views on YouTube with 0 Subscribers. So if that's something that you're interested in, then check down below in the description. There's a link where you can sign up for the on-demand workshop. You can watch it at a time that's convenient for you. And like I said, it's completely free. So I hope that you find that really helpful. I put a lot of work into it to make it as helpful and as comprehensive as possible to really teach you everything that you need to know about how the algorithm works. All right, well, that is all for today's video, but if you found it helpful, then hit that like button because that's gonna give this video a boost in the YouTube algorithm and really help more people to discover it so they can be helped by it as well. And if you make YouTube videos, then leave me a comment down below and tell me what your YouTube videos are about. I would love to hear. Thanks so much for joining me for this video. If you wanna see more videos from me in the future, then make sure you hit the subscribe button because I make new videos on this channel every single week, and I would love to have you join me for the next one. Thanks again for watching. I hope you're having a fantastic week, and I'll see you all again next time.